Hey, good morning. Stuck in traffic with Wolf Gorlick, which is a problem today. I'm I'm heading down to Secure World, Detroit, where I'm going to be presenting at 8:30, and it's 8 o'clock, and there is a lot of traffic. So, going to be tight. Going to be tight. I kind of could use a helicopter and maybe parachute in, roll a couple times, put on my suit coat, get on stage. That would be nice. Should find a sponsor. So I'm going down to Secure World, and I'm going to be talking about culture, right? So the talk is changing culture, a framework and a methodology, and a good portion of it is, of course, on the Security Culture Framework, which you can Google. It's freely available. Check it out. The insight, and really what kind of binds this talk together, goes back to some work that I used to do with my son, right? When my son was about 10, him and I built robots all the time. Now my daughter is taking on the charge and she does all the cool stuff. But at that time we were building robots, and robots that walk and do weird little things. And the most fundamental element of any of these things was a very simple model you've probably seen it a million times, where you got your controller and that feeds to your output, your process. And then there's a sensor that feeds back to the input, right? So you have the ability to correct the position of a limb or whatnot as the robot moves. And if there's disturbances, if the limb's pushed on, if there is an obstacle in the way, whatever it may be, that feedback loop allows it to course correct and keep on track. And what occurred to me was so much of our culture change efforts and security awareness efforts lack that last step. We've got some activity that we do, and we've got the people who we're hoping to influence, right? So we got the controller and we got the process. There's an input, here's the mandate, here's the requirement, whatever it may be, and we've got the desired output to be compliant with that during the next audit phase and whatnot, or to resist attackers during the next phishing attempt. But we lack that feedback loop. We lack metrics that go back to the input and adjust the program over time. And that's what I'm going to be exploring today in my talk. So looking at ways such as with phishing, right, where you're doing continuous phishing attempts and feeding that result back into the output. I was listening to a podcast with Timothy DeBlock and Amanda Berlin, and what I thought was interesting about her approach, Amanda's approach, was that if people were successful at detecting the fake fishes, they're actually removed off the phishing list for a period of time. And if they failed, they were fished even more, right? So the ability to have that feedback loop from the output back to the input. And of course, in her case, when there really was an attack, they were responding within 3 minutes. And when there was a pen test, her company passed it, they couldn't fish it. Good example. You see the same thing in software development, where you've got that funnel of the security bugs right back into the Scrum cycle, so that when those bugs are found, they put right back in the workload and the developers are giving remedial training. Those types of feedback loops are quintessential in establishing a security culture, and are almost always what we're overlooking, right? Why are we doing what we're doing? Well, we're doing it because we need to put some software on a box, we need to put some controls in place, we need to provide security awareness. We're always focused on the process, very rarely on that feedback loop. So your controls, something to think about. What is your metric? What is your ability to get that metric in a meaningful way back in the input and back in the work stream? Take it easy. I really hope I arrive on time. Bye.